How long does it take to understand a code base you haven't touched in 3 months? For me, it's 60 seconds. If you're a solo founder juggling multiple projects and forgetting what your own code does, this changes how you work. Most Claude Code tutorials show it writing new code from scratch. The real superpower is the opposite, pointing it at an existing system and having it understand the architecture faster than any new hire could. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to use Claude Code for onboarding onto your own live systems. I'm Lazar. I run multi-service bot ecosystems on a home server, and Claude Code reads my code bases daily. Let me show you what that actually looks like. Here's the problem every solo founder hits. You built something 6 months ago. A bot, an API integration, a scheduled pipeline, and now you need to fix a bug or add a feature. You open the folder, stare at 12 Python files, and realize you don't remember which service calls which. There's no team to ask. There's no senior developer who wrote the original architecture doc. It's just you and a code base that might as well have been written by someone else. The typical solution is to spend 2 hours reading your own code, tracing function calls, grepping for variable names, and slowly rebuilding a mental model. That's 2 hours you don't have when a client is waiting. People try to solve this with Claude.ai, the web chat. You paste in a file, ask what it does, get a decent answer. Then you paste the second file and the third. By the fourth file, Claude has lost context. It gives you generic advice that doesn't account for how your files actually interact. It doesn't know about the cron job. It doesn't know the Gmail handler imports the Telegram formatter. It's reading one page of a book and guessing the plot. Claude Code is different because it reads the entire book at once. Let me show you exactly what this looks like. I have a live system running on my home server, multiple Python services, a Gmail API integration, a Telegram bot with webhook handlers, scheduled cron jobs, the works. Real users depend on this. It's not a demo repo. It's not a tutorial project. It's production code that makes money. I open a terminal in the project root and launch Claude Code. That's it. No configuration file. No special setup. It automatically reads every file in the directory tree. The handlers, the utilities, the config files, the requirements.txt, even the README I wrote months ago and forgot about. Within about 60 seconds, I can ask it a question that would take a new developer a full day to answer. I ask, how does an incoming email become a Telegram message? And Claude Code traces the entire pipeline. It tells me that the Gmail API push notification hits a webhook endpoint defined in the main app file. That endpoint queues the message ID. A background worker picks it up, fetches the full email body using the Gmail service object, passes the raw content to a formatting module that strips HTML and extracts the subject and sender. Then it calls the Telegram bot send message function, which hits the Telegram bot API with a formatted payload. It even mentions the error handling. What happens if the Gmail API rate limits, where the retry logic lives? This is not a summary. This is an architectural trace across 4 different files, correctly identifying the call path and the data flow. In 60 seconds. Now here's where the shift happens. Once Claude Code has this understanding, it's not a chatbot anymore. It's a teammate who already read your docs. When I say fix the rate limiting bug in the email fetcher, it knows which file I mean. It knows the function name. It knows the retry decorator wraps it. I don't have to explain the structure. It already has the map. This changes how you approach debugging. Instead of reading code to find the problem, you describe the symptom, and Claude Code narrows it down based on architecture it already understands. Instead of writing a feature spec, you describe the outcome, and it knows where the new code fits. For a solo founder, This is effectively hiring a junior developer who read your entire code base overnight and never forgets it. The difference is that this junior developer costs $20 a month and responds in seconds. Now, the honest limitation: Claude Code can be confidently wrong about architecture decisions. It might suggest a pattern that works technically but doesn't fit your business logic. It once told me a certain function was the entry point for a data pipeline when it was actually a legacy endpoint I'd stopped using 3 months earlier. The code was still there, it looked like it mattered, and Claude Code made a reasonable but incorrect inference. So, you still need to verify. You still need to know your system well enough to catch when the answer is plausible but wrong. But even with that caveat, the onboarding time drop is real. What used to take me 2 hours of rereading my own code now takes 90 seconds of asking Claude Code where things are. That's a 75% reduction in the worst part of solo development, context switching back to old projects. And if you're running multiple services, multiple clients, multiple code bases, this compounds. Each project becomes something you can drop into for a quick fix without the ramp-up tax. If you want to see what Claude Code does on a real production code base, not toy demos, that's exactly what we build and ship at bizflowai.io. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you catch the next breakdown. And if you have a workflow you want automated, book a free 30-minute discovery call at bizflowai.io. We'll map it out together.